Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brother and sister. So today, inshallah, we have two more questions as usual. So the first question we have today, who are the companions and should we love them? Should we respect them? So the simple answer and the very quick answer for that is a companion. In Arabic language, we call him as-sahaba. We call them as-sahaba. And the companion, we call him as-sahabi. So the one person. So a Sahaba, a companion or a Sahabi is the one who met the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, believed in him, and died as a Muslim. So we have three conditions in order to be named as Sahabi. So the first condition is he should he should have seen the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the person that saw the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or met him. That is the first condition. The second one is the one who believed in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he saw him and believed in him. And the third condition we have is the one who saw the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, believed in him, and finally he died as a Muslim person. That is a simple meaning and simple explanation of as-Sahaba. And as we believe as Muslim that as-Sahaba, they are the best people after the Prophets, after the whole Prophets. So the best people that comes after the Prophets are as-Sahaba. So the best people who come soon after the Prophets are as-Sahaba, the companions. Okay? So do you have any names in your mind about the Sahaba? Yes, let me give you four in order. So the first one of them is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. He's the very closest and the first one who embraced Islam from men with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first one who believed in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who migrated with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, the one who gave all his money to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, spending for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the Islam. So that person, subhanallah, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he loved him a lot. And he mentioned too many talks about that person, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with him. So that was the first one, as-Sahabi, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. Second one is Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. The third one is Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu anhu. And the last one, which we would like to mention today, is Ali ibn Abi Talib. And all of them, they were caliphs after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away. So Abu Bakr as-Siddiq was the first caliph, the first khalifa. And the second one was Umar ibn al-Khattab. And then we call him Amir al-Mu'mineen. And after that, Uthman ibn Affan. And after that, Ali ibn Abi Talib. So those as-Sahaba, those four as-Sahaba, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq wa Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhum أجمعين وعثمان ibn Affan وعلي ibn Abi Talib. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with all of them. So all of those Sahaba, like we mentioned, they are the best Sahaba based on the ijma' of the Ummah, the consensus of the Ummah. Those four Sahabi, they are the best Sahaba that come soon after the Prophets, after the whole Prophets. That is the first one. So my question for you, my dear brother and sister, so in the comment section, why don't you mention some names of the Sahaba that you know? Jazakumullah khairan. So let's learn together about that. The second question we have today is a question number 26 we have. So the question says, who are the believers, who are the mothers of the believers? I mean, Ummahatul Mu'mineen. In Arabic language means mother. Ummahat means mothers, too many. So Ummahatul Mu'mineen, who are the mothers of the believers? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم وأزواجه أمهاتهم وأزواجه أزواج means wives. So أزواجه means the wives of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. أمهاتهم means their mothers. أمهات المؤمنين, so the mothers of the believers. I can give you one or two names of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam wives. So the first one was Khadija radiallahu anha, the first one who believed in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and embraced Islam from the women. Khadija radiallahu anha, she supported him in her trading and sending him in caravans before even the message come to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, since he was 25 years old. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he already married Sayyidah Khadija radiallahu anha when he was 25 years old and she was 40 at that time. And they lived together, mashallah, for 25 years. She passed away when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was 50 and she was 65 years old when she passed away. She supported him during the most difficult times that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ passed through in. The second one who we can mention today is Aisha radiallahu anha. There is a very, very nice story about Aisha radiallahu anha. One day, Amr ibn al-As, one of the Sahaba as well, he came to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he told him, Ya Rasulullah, man ahabbu an-nas ilayk? Or kama qala. So he asked him, Ya Rasulullah, who is the most beloved person to you? So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam simply replied, he said, Aisha radiallahu anha. He loved Aisha too much. So Amr ibn al-As, he thought from the way of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam dealing and treatment with him, he thought that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would say, it's you, Ya Amr. Ya Amr ibn al-As. However, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Aisha radiallahu anha. Then he asked him, يا رسول الله أقصد من الرجال أو من الرجال أقصد. I mean from men يا رسول الله. So he said أبوها. أبوها means عائشة بنت أبي بكر الصديق. So أبوها means أبو بكر الصديق رضي الله عنه. He is the most beloved person, the most beloved person to the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم from men. Then he asked him ثم من يا رسول الله. So the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم said عمر بن الخطاب, etc. So what I want to say about that hadith and that story, that very short event and that short story that happened between Amr ibn al-As, one of the greatest Sahaba as well, and the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم, is the most beloved person to the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم. It was Aisha رضي الله عنها. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all our sisters and all our mothers and all our wives on the same manners and characters of our mothers of the believers, Ummahat al-Mu'mineen, Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullah khairan, my dear brothers and sisters. So one more question for you, if you don't mind. You can mention any names of the wives of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the comment section. Even you can mention how many wives that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam married during his life in the comment section. Also, you can mention them. Jazakumullah khairan, and see you next time in the next video, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.